And boom. Alrighty. We've seen happyjo quite a few times on stream already. This deck is banned every time. Jyori we have not seen because Jyori has been streaming on his own channel. You can watch right now. See it from his perspective and to not see happyjo's cards. So you can pretend that you're Jyori. Grand final of the Ruunin Seasonal Cup 2019. I think the color deck, rainbow deck, may make it. I guess so. Get rid of the red deck from Jyori's side. With blue, yellow, and blackthornish blue. Possibly just Ricklins. Score is ready. Any seconds left for happyjo to looks like yellow's getting banned. I just didn't want to play against it. I'm not even sure what it was. I'm imagining something, maybe like a husk deck or something. I have not seen Jyori yet. Here he is, poised to win it. Oh. Ooh. I'll emerge the victor. Jyori with, oh, okay. It's a yellow deck. Did we just say he banned the yellow deck? Maybe I'm... There's two yellow decks. Airbot. Upturn to airbot. Where are you gonna go? You're gonna go over here? Airbot doesn't care. Airbot's going here, airbot's going over here. That's nice he did all that. That's really cool. You know what? Airbot says bye-bye. I guess with Explore he could do something else. Put him up here. Or put him up here, actually. Ooh, do you do that? You explore one up here to be aggressive with the land. It's something you could do. Nope. Airbot says bye-bye. No answer to Airbot. It'd have to be a soul drain, basically. Alright, Emissary.
Embrace the wild wind.
I will. Give me a second. Face it. Promise. If Airbot moves up to harvest, it will be destroyed. Ground Shaker is unplayable. X Grinder. Grinder worth. Play it here. Pretty likely to harvest. And the problem is we know there's a Fanatic and a flag. Suspecting that. Not too great. But do you just wait instead? I guess if you expect the movement trick anyway, you just play the grinder here. And just let the trade happen. Saves his move enough. Just so he doesn't double harvest. Well, no, he would anyway. He's still double harvest. He would just play Fnatic back. Tough. Well, if Airbot... I mean, there's 2 movement tricks, so not only could he do that, but he could also clear the Airbot off. So happyjo really... There's nothing he can do. That's a really great play right now. Jyori's about to have a really good... Next turn's gonna be really good. Okay, gonna follow up the Kalim with an Axe Grinder instead of trade the Axe. Sorry. Soul Drain. Ah, man. Well, that allows him to clear the board. Clear the board and triple harvest this turn. Wait, can he quadruple harvest and clear the board? Does he have enough fairy? I don't think so. Oh yeah, he does. I don't know if that's worth it though. Spending one of your movement tricks. But the old quadruple harvest clear board turn. Always a pretty good turn. Heard. Okay, not what I expected. Not what I expected. Jyori knows best. Dropping on the Drake Rider. Hanging on to both movement tricks. Meanwhile, happyjo has 13 Faria. Detonate is in hand. Cannon Carrier can do some funny things with that, but there's really not a great one right now. 2 Ground Shakers in hand. You could play them both. What end? Definitely has to play. Definitely has to get some board presence out. So maybe just playing the Ground Shaker just with that purpose in mind is enough. Keep in mind the Streak Runner can be pretty much can go anywhere on the board. Tricks in. So no way to stop that buff from happening, I think. Because of this desert. This were a mountain. 2 Ground Shakers. Move this here. Well, bottom line is this thing's probably getting out some land. If it needs to. If he wants it. 15 seconds left though, and he has to decide. Okay, Airbot's moving up. One Ground Shaker. Plus Cannon Carrier. Okay. Aggressive mecha there is nice. Pretty much anything it hits, he's happy with. If it hits LM, so what? Another Ground Shaker. If it hits their Drake Rider, okay, great, you didn't get buffed. Hits the Emissary, okay, great, no double harvest. So, really good choice for Cannon Carrier. This guy stops a face hit. This other Ground Shaker is played to prevent face damage. Lim's ability from Lim could still opt to go over here and do some shenanigans. But both wells are blocked by happyjo. That was a great last turn. The more you look at it, the more you see what he was doing. The reason Airbot moved up, the reason this and this and this. Everything is there for a reason. He waited till the last second to do everything, but that's because he was thinking through it all. This is the grand final, so both of these players really, really good. Soldier and answers the mecha, everything hides in the corner. Hides in the corner from this setup. And just a Soul Drain is spent. Cannon Carrier already got some value. Basically, you consider him a 3 cost, 2/4. Much like the enslaved priest, which is recent. Or Goki. That math only makes sense if you wanted to. Detonate, still in hand. Airbot is around. Fortunately, can't Airbot detonate Ground Shaker in the same turn. We're off the Drake and the Emissary. Drawing out for the Wrath. Okay. So... this is where you would want to have had that. The Ground Shaker, Cypher's Wrath. Instead, he can just clear the Emissary. That forces a movement trick out from jyori if he wants to harvest from the small. 2 Spirit Thefts, and for jyori. Not useful yet. There is a Last Nightmare in hand with a Flash Wind, so he could clear the Ground Shaker, clear the Axe Grinder. That's exactly what he's doing. Movement trick for that. Gets the harvest done. Drake Rider's 5-5. 5-1 now, technically. Column can come down, set up for the hit next turn. Or, yeah, I suppose that's all you really want. Sure. I mean, there's no rush. He can just Fanatic him down anyway. Leaves his options open. Doesn't put him in a committed, I suppose. Really wants to explode together. Maker, of course, clears the Drake Rider. Column will just... they're all happy. So I guess the question is, where do you want to put the Ground Shaker? Here. Sounds good. Good to me. This column exists. Mountain for that. Don't want to make a mountain. Seems good. Airbot. Just gonna hang out. I think that's all you really need. That's all. Like, that's what more do you need from a turn? Buffed up Axe Grinder over here. Oh, okay. Worried about Column getting in for a hit. And these little babies out. And he can still. Oh, he can't get in. Only has a Fanatic now. Manta Rider. This game won, right? Manta Rider does come out. Weighed down by the Rakoan. He does not have charge 2. This is such a really tense matchup. Because neither player has super good plays. So they're all just kind of waiting back, waiting to see what the other one does, waiting for an opportunity to use their tools that they have. But the opportunities don't come, so they're just really, really cautious. Everything's really, really tense. Okay, so an opportunity is about to show itself, because Manta Rider can hit into Ground Shaker, Spirit Theft the Ground Shaker, play the Ground Shaker, and then Spirit Theft an Airbot if he wants, I suppose. What else can he do? Roger Fanatic can not do much. Oh, but he has Windborn Champion too. So technically, Column could hit face this turn. But really, I mean, Spirit Theft and the Ground Shaker is the obvious thing here. Even if that's all you do, just clearing the Ground Shaker and having a Ground Shaker of your own. That's good enough. There you go. Have a Ground Shaker. Play it, why don't yous? Spirit Theft, why don't yous? Poor Airbot. Yep, stops the harvesting here. Nice board presence. 2/2 Manta to pressure the 4/2 Axe Grinder. Windgate. And happyjo's deck. Love that. Windgate. Great for Bomb Slinger. That's for sure. Great for Detonate. Great for a lot of things. Nice card. Put in your deck. happyjo. Looking at Detonate right now. I don't think it's time. Can you Bomb Slinger? Just Bomb Slinger? Seems fine to me.
Let's explode together.
Pop. Doesn't have to worry about another Ground Shaker against yellow. Usually you don't have to worry about Ground Shakers in yellow. Happy to have Bomb Slinger. Here comes the Trader Ground Shaker moving upward. Such an even matchup so far. Here's just really being super cautious. Jyori has a slight board advantage right now, but happyjo has so much area to spend. Of course, Garrett and one thing. Not super amazing right now. With Detonate, he only has one. Well, he has another mech on the field, but only Airbot to use Detonate with. He couldn't kill the Fanatic with a Detonate. He cannot harvest now from this well because he chose to draw. That surprised me. I was expecting him just to double harvest here and wait till there was a better play. Since he has Garridan, he could just let him commit more to the board. But you're going to start seeing things like Windboard Champ. Just surprised we didn't see a harvest there. Definitely looking for something better than a Wingate. Does Garridan? I mean, with what he had in hand, It was either that or I feel like do nothing, and Gyaradan's probably better. And we're on a Gyaradan. That's a trade that happens. Not much you can do about it. Cypher's Wrath can clear the Ground Shaker, or he can Airbot Detonate. He values Detonate a little bit more than that. Airbot Detonate can do some funny things, especially when you have another mecha on the field, and if they contest your mecha, they think they're good. Oop. Airbot Detonate. Rise 4 damage. So he values it even after playing the Airbot, though. He values the Detonate more than the Cyphers. Because he could have just Airbotted and detonated. Meanwhile, Jyori or Feria. Has a bomb slinger to deal with. Could just chump block it with something like an Airbot. Has to figure out a way to come back and start harvesting them. That's the thing. Sure, he needs to defend, but look at what happyjo's doing. He's just taking all this area. Every turn that's happening is a turn that happyjo is getting stronger and stronger. It's a Windborn. Yep. He's just going to take the damage. You know, he could draw something like a Spirit Theft. He has one of those left if he runs through. Soul Drain, of course. Then deal with the Bomb Slinger. You want to be able to harvest. You want to keep harvesting if your opponent's harvesting. If you just defend and don't harvest while your opponent's harvesting, you're just playing to lose, basically.
Let's explode together.
No, move this up. There you go. And then detonate and pop, pop, pop. Detonate. Good card. 2 damage to face. It was a good play from Jyori, but I mean, happyjo just had the answer. Here's a Soul Drain now. Once again, even worse off. Now, he has to +1 to Soul Drain to stop face damage, and then play Airbot. And Airbot just trades to either one of these. The good news is, that he doesn't know, is that happyjo has 2 Wingates in hand. And those are going to do about jack squat. Ooh. Man. Leaving the face damage up. Love it. Junk Feet coming out. It's actually a little relevant. Allow for some... Oh, wait, no, he already... Oh, he has to go back to... If he wants to detonate, he has to go back and harvest. Wingate to block this desert here, preventing Airbot move. Which, with any kind of movement trick, would allow it to clear the Bomb Slinger. What a Wingate. Choking Sandron, well played. Jyori's tossing it in. Can't blame him. That was a really good match, though. Really tense. You could tell that each player was just trying to figure each other. happyjo up 1 now. Finals. So, score here. I'm gonna stand up and stretch. Be right back. The first minute of the game might play without me. Come back and say a bunch of stupid stuff. Be right back. I do apologize for the wait. Got up to walk around and then noticed that I had to work on the pump again. Sorry about that. Lots of water. Let me jump into this. Walking into a great turn right there. A nice detonate. Bomb slinger detonate follow-up is always really nice. Jyori running green, red, blue. Looks like Rakoans. Yep. Sort of Rakoan deck here. And of course, happyjo still using the deck that he was using last game. Or for Rakocopter there. Got buffed by some means. Probably there was a war leader out, I imagine. Too far back for me to see. Imagine that's what happened. So Rakoans versus red. Red yellow. Mech. Mostly red. I want to see a cool Wingate play. Other than the one we saw last game. Where he used it to just block an airbot. Red in hand, but many Feria away from playing it. Trading out with the Brigand. Seems good to me. And hey, here's a war leader to protect the Salamander. Detonate is good, but not when you don't have any mecha. There is a cannon carrier, but look how tightly packed these units are. So you could trade into the axe grinder. Cannon carrier detonate to clear these two. But you don't really need the cannon carrier for that. It could just be any mecha would let you do that. Unfortunately, he only has the cannon carrier. Dog looking so good. Strobe light next to him. I wonder if you draw. I mean, you very likely harvest with a ground shaker. Drawing here could give you something where you could save your cannon carrier. Something completely different. Oh, running out of time. Oh, wow. Okay. That was a little bit less impressive than I thought it was going to be. But I really like how he used the Wingate to allow him to summon the cannon carrier wherever he wants. Which allows him to put the mecha wherever he wants. But this leaves him with a war leader that just hits face and buffs a Rakoan. I thought the other way would be better. Not just hitting into the war leader and then detonating. Clearly happyjo disagreed. He had a different plan. Does draw another detonate. Which allows him to clear if he wants. He could clear without it. But if he uses it to clear, that's one less buff in hand. I'm not sure if that's that important over saving the detonate. And just play the ground shaker. Yep, just play the ground shaker. Wingate go! Ah, I love Wingate in this deck. That's awesome. Look at that ground shaker. He doesn't care that he doesn't care that he's not on the mountain. He'll shake any ground. Thanks to Wingate. Garadan, womp womp. Not too big of a deal, honestly. Just taking care of part of the cannon carrier's body. Everyone else survives. No other 3 damage in hand. There is a grappling hook. very irrelevant. But that ground shaker's out of range. In fact, there will be no units in range of his grappling hook next turn, unless it's an airbot. So that was kind of like a little bit of a, I don't want to say desperation play, but clearly not a great Garadan, but what else could he have done? He spent all his Garadans in one place. Fragmenter drawn. Not play it this turn. I think it's just an airbot turn. Position your units where you like. And Garadan in mind. Maybe think about grappling hook if you remember. Can't really drop an airbot in between here though, without making a land. Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, Windgate. But he doesn't want to. Okay, I see what he's doing. Yep, just blocking the harvest there. Seems good to me. There's not much else he could have done really. Grappling hook on an airbot, you know, who really cares? Sure. Go ahead. Really tough spot for jyori. Really nothing to do but just plop units down, get his Rakoans going. We can pump out his champion. Okay, 8 Feria for happyjo. Garadan, no real answer for him. Detonate in hand, but there's no great way to use it. 6 health on both of jyori's creatures. This recruiter is so big because of the war leader that was down here. Look at that little mecha go. Woo, do you see him? Where'd he go? Woo, there he is. Where you going, little mecha? Over here. There's another one. Oh, come on. Where did this one go? It's got to go over here. Gosh. Oh. Must be another hole. Good cards. Look at them all. Yeah, both players just dropping their units. Axe Grinder. No real big plays to make. Buffed Axe Grinder is always nice to have, regardless of who we are. And has the field open. Emerald Salamander as well. That he can play if he collects +1s. Or harvest. Make a land. There's no super great play. That. Or Feria. And he could grappling hook the ground shaker. Put Garrett in a double harvest position. Oh, there's a grappling hook. Shoop! Harvesting Garrett in, plus threatening the base. Nice. Can move forward to harvest with Recruiter. Doesn't want to lose it though because he wants Rakoan Champion to be buffed as much as he can. happyjo. 11 Feria. 4 creatures on board. Problem is, Garadan can't really be dealt with here. Not in one turn. It's going to be a multiple turn thing to deal with. No movement tricks of any kind. Grappling hook is spent. Or spent up here. I don't even know if... Not sure, I don't think heavy... Grappling? Filling up his board with land. Fragmenter coming down. Blocking with the wind gate. I mean, there's really not much else to do, right? You're just... These are the hardest turns. Where there's no clear plays to make. No counter to do. No event to use that's like perfect. You have to think about... You have to think 2 to 3 turns ahead. Where do you want to put your units? For what reason? What are you worried about? What are your concerns? What do you not want to have? I don't want Garriton to hit face or come over here. Okay, I'll play my wind. I kind of want to be able to harvest over here. Do that. Well, if a Fragmenter, Garriton hits it, at least I'll have a little mecha left afterwards. Nothing explosive happened. Nothing overtly explosive, I should. Turns are incredibly important. Jyori with 7 Feria. He's been hanging on to his champion here because he didn't want to waste it just playing with one Rakoan out. So this might be the turn he busts out the champion, playing the Rakoan that he has. Could even drop Reveler. There's a Salamander in hand that is probably wants to save better opportunity. So it seems like a good time to get a nice big fat champion out. There's where the Reveler's going, I think. And I think he just hit the Fragmenter just because. Oh. Well. Okay, actually, yeah, you don't hit the Fragmenter because he doesn't have any combat buffs. And you're only giving him... You're only making his sticky unit sticky. You're not summoning anything less than 6 attack here. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry, the struggle continues here. A lot of distraction here today. Here is not so great. Analyze what I see here. Situation. Okay, so jyori's board is suddenly really formidable after that frog tosser. Still hanging on to this salamander. If he gets off a good salamander with this kind of board, oh man, this Cypher's Wrath's gonna help clear off some. Health barely even, but on board has to be. Oh, I don't know. It's so close actually. Fragmenter here. Well, anyway, Emerald Salamander here. It's just not great. I mean, it's done. It's doable. Good. Doesn't seem like the right time. Recording War Machine's actually not too bad with looks like he had, while I was gone, looks like he had already played the champion. Oh yeah, it was down here. Weird. Yeah. Oh, he swallowed the firecopter, the Rokocopter, I can think of the name. To stop it from hitting into the fragmenter, to giving an extra mech there. This fragmenter, since it was played, has just had so many creatures next to it, but it just never gets to hit anything, at least that I've seen. Just a 6-cost 3/6 sitting over there. The Rokocopter teleports over here, thanks to the help. This is a really good game. Okay, any carrier comes out, detonates in hand. Right about there. You're always, whenever you see a cannon carrier, you're always expecting it. Oh my goodness, is this salamander? This isn't any Oh my gosh, he doesn't have the barrier to do it. Because he needs to make a mountain here. Forest. Oh gosh. Jyori wants so much to... That's okay though. He can still salamander at another spot. He won't get the full Monty. Still good salamander. Nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, really the only difference is the health of the recruiter in the end. Come on. Such a prime spot. Wingate and Salamander would be great. Nobody doing that. Sure, somebody. Oh, here. You see with them. Maginata. Off on the ferry there. By the way, happyjo's turn was really quick. The timers are running down pretty low, especially for happyjo, 13 minutes. That's why maybe he's playing pretty quickly. Just dropping the brigand. I mean, there's not much else to do. You can see right now Jyori's board. Getting to the point where it's pretty overwhelming. Not, I would probably call it. Junk feed is nice. Detonate would be absolutely the nuts if he were to have any left in deck. I know he's used 2, maybe 3. But a detonate play moving here and then moving an airbot here. That would be the nuts. Does he go aggressive now? Does he race? Looks like that's what he's doing. Okay. It's aggression time. It's a race. Frog tosser. Ooh, Majinata even. Okay. You want to race? I'll race you. 1 health left. your move. Your move, sir. Can you do 12 damage in 1 turn? Is basically the question that Jyori just asked happyjo. He has 7, so he needs 5 more. But what could it possibly be? You know, unless he clears everything off. Well played. Oh, is he gonna draw to even look? Nah. What could he have drawn? What would have gotten him there? Jyori. Evening it up. 1-1. happyjo. Really good games. Let's fix scores here. Best of 5. happyjo. Okay, going with red deck. I believe we've seen this. Red, yellow. Yeah, look how quickly he's playing now. He's used so much of his time bank. This is a best of 5. He has to win 2 more games. I think they both recognize the time situation. Look how fast he's playing. I don't know what happened. Like, I was away for part of that game. But something happened where happyjo's timer is just depleted. If he wins twice, he gets 6 minutes of play per match, which is usually sufficient. But that's assuming that he wins twice in a row. If he loses a game, then he has to win 2 after that. So time is not on happyjo's side. Now, it may be that he's been playing his slower deck before. There was slower decks. So this one he can move more quickly with. You can this is definitely a different. You can see it impacting, in his play here. He normally is not playing that. Jyori has a much larger buffer of time.
There can be only one.
And you see that every time. 2 brutes moving up the right. This is a deck that plays pretty quick, or that finishes games fairly quickly, one way or the other. So that's good. Taking his deck. Cypher is not the one after all. War leader pops out of the war machine. Tank. Ten fairy for jyori. Ooh. Okay, so really aggressive salamander play there. Really wanting some stats in these creatures rather than waiting for even an even better opportunity. Like, you know that's aggressive because he could have waited turn and got a reveler on that buff. Oh, even a recruiter. He had lots of Faria. There was no rush to do that other than he's like, okay, I need to turn up the gas because this is critical. This is a critical time, right? We are racing. Sheet and Brute is going face. That's going to be 5 damage per hit. Plus any of this going on. He wants to hit once because... Oof. Okay, well... I mean, I guess you can't know exactly... Ooh, and another salamander, so... There's lots of ways that Sheet and Brute dies. I mean, it definitely dies. So the question is more... Do you salamander? Where do you make your salamander? Are you trying to get any face damage in this turn? Because you're actually worried about the race here. Yeah, I think this is what needs to be done. Because, yeah, you can clear the Brute in all kinds of ways. But what's more important, doing that or winning the race? You can command... Ooh, commanding away the Brute for the face damage. Did he use a heal there? What happened? It looked like he healed, but that just might be my... No, he didn't heal. It was just the animation was the Brute animation. So, still though, Brute can hit face. This Brute can do 2 damage. There's a Flame Burst in hand. Cypher's Wrath. Brute can hit into the Salamander for another round of damage later on, assuming it survives. You know, there's really no point in hitting the War Leader. Even flash winning the Fnatic up here, taking jyori to 9. Brute would take him to 7. Flame Burst puts him at 4. And Cypher's Wrath has a target on the Salamander. He chooses to do that this turn. He may do that just so while he has the chance, for fear of the Salamander getting its health changed by some other way. Just to get the burn in while he can. He has Iona's Smile or Scourge Flames next turn, which win if any Scourge Flame hits the orb, it wins the game. He has the lands for it. Jyori has 7 damage staring at face. He needs to do 13, so 6 more. Does he have any way to do that? He can do 11. He can do 11. Majinata he cannot play. Majinata is too expensive. He draws a grappling hook. Grappling hook makes it ranged. Any creature ranged, is that going to help you? I don't think that it's going to help him. Wait, can he stop his own death though? No, because Scourge Flame is just going to Scourge Flame. Oh, it's well played. Man, what a close. Compared to the last, these are like super blitz plays over here. happyjo. Burn deck taken. Unless I don't see a lethal here. Or a way to stop him from dying. He's going to die no matter what because of the Scourge Flame, so he has to win. And can do 11. Something I'm missing? We're just gonna... Well, GG. Really nice game. Doesn't even need to Scourge Flame. Two, 1. happyjo. Alright, happyjo only needs to win one more game. He has 10 minutes of play left. So if he loses this, he's only going to have whatever remains. Playing really quickly still. He recognizes the timing issue. Jyori is comfortable here. He has blue deck now. These are good to stop this indirect face damage. Very similar to last game. Whoa, I looked away for a second and now there's 3 Trident Warriors on the field. It's almost like the Ninja Turtles over here. There are frogs and there was one less of them. So it's nothing like the Ninja Turtles, but there are 3 Trident Warriors on the field. And look, happyjo having to go push off to the right here. Ooh, it's because his hand is just kind of unplayable against this sort of thing. Oh, sitting on a hill. He's playing so quickly too. Barely use any time this game. Sunken tower. Large sunken tower. We'll clear off that sheet of root. Will get its damage in, but that's a 4-3 next to face. happyjo's gonna have a tough time dealing with this. He's 2 turns away from being able to play Scourge Flame Spectre. Fiona Smile will pull out more Scourge Flame. You know what he wanted there. Know what he wanted there. Old Garadan. Doesn't have it. So, now he's in a difficult spot. Oh, Destructive Volley! Look at that. Somebody plays Destructive Volley and it's... See that very often. Yeah, he was looking for Garadan there. Didn't get it. I decided to take some face damage here, which means that next turn he can play Scourge Flame. He can actually play 2 Scourge Flames next turn. Mirror Phantasm, doing more damage. That's lethal on board for Jyori next turn. Scourge Flame Spectres, that's 5 damage each. Oh, you can't use both now. Well, I guess you can, you just won't. But 15 is enough to play 2. That's not enough damage, you need more damage. There's an army at your face with 14 pending. No Garadan in hand, even with a Garadan. What do you do against this? You could follow up with the Ciphers, I suppose. And a Flame Burst. No Garadan actually would let you live here, but... So he can't use the Scourge Flame where he would like. Okay, maybe he's going to. I'm going to say he's going to have to use them to defend, or he loses the game. He could place a creature here that survives, and just go to 2 health. That's a gamble he could make. There is a Frogify, though, which makes that play useless. Like I'm saying, he blocks right here, but then all he has to do is Frogify, move them. So that's not going to be a possible thing to do. You have to clear... I think well played. Maybe there's no way to do it. There might have been no way to do it. I think he had to use both to attack. But anyway, Jyori taking that game. That evens it up. We're at 2-2. Suddenly we're at 2-2. Whereas the first games went on a long time. Suddenly we are 2-2 tied up. This is the last game of the day. Last game of the last match of the day. Championship game. Winner is... Loser is not a loser. Loser is almost champion. Loser is really, really good. Better than most other people at this game. Really, we're watching 2 winners. Who is the most winning of the winners? also watching Battle of the Countries. Also, Korea down here versus Japan up here. That's even correct geologically. It is going to be. These are the final decks for the final matchup. There will be no more decks seen. It's going to be Rakoans for happyjo. It's going to be that blue deck for jyori. Saw. It's Triton Warrior Brothers. And looking at timers, happyjo he's comfortable now at 8 minutes. I mean, for most people, over 8 minutes is plenty of time to play most matchups. There are, of course, some that take. I don't see that happening in this particular matchup, but it could. It definitely could get there. These are very mid-rangey, so we'll see. The typical timer you get per match, you're given in a best of 5, is 8 minutes. So already happyjo has more time than he was given, if that makes sense. Like, you get 8 minutes per match in a best of 5. So 5 times 8. He has 8 minutes and 20 left. So, all good. Aurora in hand for Joe. Trick. Ulani in hand. That's nice. For this exact turn. Okay, well, in here and clear out the Gabriel to preserve the War Machine here. Oh, actually, no, because it can. Yep. That's it. Like, basically, it makes the choice. Do I want the War Machine alive, or do I want to save my Cannoneer for something else? Save the War Machine. I already saw jyori's Rakoan deck get knocked out earlier in this matchup. Now it's happyjo's turn. Use these little furry guys and gals. I think that's a gal and a guy. Actually, it's just hard to tell. Pop, pop. Trading off with the warrior. And hey, look. It's a 6-cost 7/7. Well, crystal flowers work really well dealing with 7/7s. But for a limited time, you're not really putting pressure on your opponent in that time, so basically creating a time bomb. It's either that or take the face damage, though, unfortunately. Oh, no, you could chump block. Okay. You can clear the Sunken Tower, like if you play the Illusionist and the Shield Mates here, the Illusionist here. Well, no, you can't really chump block. Nope, it would still be chump block. Because he'd have to clear the Shield Mates here. Illusionist lives here. This guy can turn into a Drake at the Sunken Tower. All that could happen. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think we see a crystal flower somewhere. Those Rakoans. guarding a kind of fish. Harvesting here, I imagine. Crystal flower, boop. Okay, how many 7-cost cards has Joy played? I think 1. Just the Colossus. So, yeah. 1 more and that gets buffed. Of course, none in hand. So an even trade here for the War Machine. Let's see, skedaddles it backwards. Basically, at this point, jyori has the option of waiting. He can just sit back and double harvest, just like happyjo is doing, and he can wait for this to hatch. And once this hatches, he just pushes forward. And all of a sudden, he has a 4-cost swing on board. Really, it's more than that. But I mean, it's so hard to calculate the value for this crystal flower, but 4 figures spent for nothing. Kind of, sort of. Aha! How about you? We're going champion. This is great when this is a great time to be beefing up for your champion as you're waiting for this crystal flower. So here's where you can play shield mates, then save up for a turn where then you drop your illusionist and champion, and all of a sudden you have a huge champion. Problem is, you're playing against blue. What does blue have? Things like Mirror Phantasm, things like Frogify. We know he runs Frogify in the deck even. So, giant Ruunin champions, good to have, but blue has answers. Hey, look, you want to move my land? I'll move my land back. Joe now. His turn timer is ticking down. We want to remind our players that even if they don't see their turn timer move, it's still moving. Sometimes that's a bug. Okay, the reminder is complete. Yeah, happy just at 4 minutes now. Like, see how it jumped like that? Because sometimes it won't, on your turn, it won't count down for you. It's still counting. It's counting. And next turn it updates. So, 4 minutes left for happyjo to win this tournament. 4 minutes left of his game time. A little bit longer in total game time. I'd venture to say double that. Really doesn't have a lot of time to wait around here. Same time, though, very difficult. He wants to get a champion out, so Shieldmate's champion is a thing. Really considering here. Ticking out this turn clock, and he does not have the time to spare. Ooh, sacrifices. Okay, 8-8 champion. 2 turns left on the Crystal Flower. Destructive Volley for Joy, but look at this. Aurora, Frogify as well. Frogify for the Rokon champion solves the problem. He can Aurora back the Gabriel Archon as if it were buffed up to 6/6 and clear the Rokon Cannoneer. Or even the War Machine would make more sense. Leave the Cannoneer. Your Crystal Flower is hatching in a couple turns. All that's left on board are a bunch of little tiny Rokons. Your opponent has no Faria left. You have 10 Faria. It's really looking good for Joy. Regardless of the ignoring the turn timer stuff, time bank stuff, it's looking really good for Jory just on board and in hand. If of course this turn goes well for him, which I imagine it will. He's just determined. He has a lot of options here, so he's weighing them. He could even use Destructive Volley instead of declare out the frog or this 2/2 over here. I don't think it's really necessary. You might not even need to Frogify their champion this turn if you just want to take 8 damage, if you're confident you can do that. The problem is you're worried about things like Gift of Krakoa. There are 10 seconds left in Jory's turn. He needs to make some decision. Looks like it's going to be Phantasm. Looks like he's going to save the Frogify. Oh. That's not what I was expecting to happen. But okay. Okay. Well, this is different now. There's gonna be quite a presence over here. Crystal Flower can be played, and that's not what Jory wants to see. He invested into this 5/5 now, this Phantasm, and he's not gonna get anything out of it anytime soon. I don't think so. 2 minutes left on Happy Joe's clock. Oh my goodness. This when this Colossus hatches, it's not gonna be able to attack right away. It's not gonna be able to go to face. There goes the 5/5. 2 minutes for Happy Joe. 2-minute warning. Okay. Frogify, another Frogify. What are you gonna do? You're just gonna make something 2/2, then you have to clear it with a Destructive Volley. Oh my goodness. Wow. He's gonna have to do something. He has to mitigate this damage. There's a little over a 2-turn clock here. Well, this makes it a 4-turn clock, which is good. Hey, let's keep having the clock, shall we? Okay, there's a champion. That's good. Ooh, that's really... Oh my goodness. Okay, Harvest. Play your Shieldmates. Why not? Play your Illusionist. And play your champion. You have 2 minutes, Happy Joe. You can do this. Here you go. Illusionist. Doesn't really matter. Okay, yeah, extra damage. That doesn't matter. Up. Harvest. Shieldmates. Sure. Oh, no. Okay, he's playing quickly. It's okay. No, that's actually what he wanted to... No, he could have played it here. I think it was a little misplay. That's okay. He has 1 minute and 55 left. I think a little bit less than that. 7, 4, 1. That's lethal on board. Colossus is hatched. That can only reach the Shieldmates. Frogify, Aurora, Battletoads. I'm just saying Faria cards. I'm naming out Faria cards. They're all going to do things. This is lethal on board for Happy Joe with a little over a minute in game time. Colossus clearing off the Harvester. Frogify taking care of this. This is 6, 7. Okay, still only 7. Actually, no, it's less because that was a Doondrake. Okay, 4, 5. 2-turn clock now after he plays this other champion. Colossus coming back to defend. Jory is going for the time bank win. He's not even worrying about the face anymore. That's 8 damage. That is lethal on its own. There's not a Frogify. There is a humbling vision. Aurora Mythmaker can take care of things as well. This is now Jory's turn, so time is not as critical for Jory. It's for Happy Joe where it matters. Jory has 10 minutes. There's no way we'll run out of that. Destructive Volley. Nothing is flying. It can make some difference. So your only options here are, you lose? Is there any option? Because this just wins. So to even deal with this, you have to Humbling Vision. That still leaves you a 4/4. And is Humbling Vision's Destructive Volley? No, there's no way to do it. Jyori's conceding. Happy Joe's winning with 1:08 left on his time bank. I don't think he's going to concede. He's going to force Happy Joe to do lethal just in case he runs out of time. But I think this is it. I think we see Happy Joe take the series, and this is a really good series too. There's the destructive volley onto the champion. Not much else to do, and well done, Happy Joe, using every bit of time allotted to him. What a series. What a series. This is a really good tournament. I don't know how long you've been watching, but let's show the brackets. Congratulations, by the way, and to jyori. Both. Race. Let's take a look. So we just watched. I need to read. So we just watched Happy Joe and jyori. It was a great series. We had Masaka versus Emgeny. Early on, we had, which one was it? I think it was Happy Joe Teddy. This series was amazing. These two I think were my favorite. Happy Joe Teddy. I didn't even get to watch any of jyori's games on streams. There were good ones too. But what a tournament! Really nice. Really awesome way to close out the season of Ruunin. Okay, I guess that's it. We're finishing a little early here today. So that's really good. And thank you for watching. I have to batten down my hatches as I survive today's storm. But yeah, great tournament. Thanks to all the players. Thanks for everybody who's watching. I'll say it one more time. And I'll get to this as soon as I can. Likely soon after I shut down the stream. Start doing some administration. Afterthought. One more time. Okay, so if you're a new player to Faria and you cannot link your Twitch account to Faria on the hub, simply send me a message on Discord and I will send you an egg to your account so that you can partake of the eggs as well. It's not fair that you can't get eggs just because our account system doesn't support new players doing that now until we fix it. And the reason why that's happening, of course, is because we're porting to consoles and we need to change our account system. Anyway, with that said, thank you for watching. Congratulations to Joe. Tournament. Congratulations to everybody who played. You saw them. They're really good fairies. They're really good fairies. Thank you all for watching. That's it for me. Have a good weekend. Bye.